Now how ironic is this? Ricky Stenhouse right next door to Red Bull. Scott Speed, we've been talking about him for the last 2 months. You talk about a PR operation. I was at the racetrack the other day. They got the long-legged blondes. They've got this, they got that. I mean, he's got the hats, he's got the jackets. He's got everything going for him except the ARCA championship. You were neck and neck with them. You've been flying below the radar in the ARCA series, side by side, going into the last race at Toledo a couple of days ago. Either one could win the race, and neither of you guys did. Tell me what went wrong.
What went wrong is we both ended up crashed and didn't really finish the race where we needed to. So that's the main thing that went wrong. We just got into it there with him at the first there, about 27 laps into the race, and got down into turn 3 way too deep, and the brake pedal went to the floor from hitting the rumble strips in turns 1 and 2. And then you know, I still think he could have won the championship if he would have rode around. And talking to some of his guys, they agree too. So I think they were a little upset with him for crashing us, because I think that really hurt their championship. I really think they still could have won it, but that's really the main thing that went wrong with it.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. You can come a little closer right now, because what we want to talk about is close racing. Martinsville. We're going to Martinsville this weekend. Now, Scott Speed is going to get his induction by fire, and if this boy can rattle him like that at Toledo, you can imagine what Tony Stewart and some of these guys are going to do to him at Martinsville, where there's a lot of pressure on drivers. Why do you think he blew it like that? And this is not the first time. I mean, I like Scott Speed. He's a good guy, and he's gung-ho and all that sort of stuff. But he gave away the championship, which to me is not a NASCAR Sprint Cup type championship driving operation.
Yes, sir. I don't know really what the whole situation was. You know, you've heard some of his comments, like he doesn't really care about ARCA. You know, it's just ARCA and things like that, which winning an ARCA championship would mean a lot to me. There's you know, Frank Kimmel's done it 9 times, and you know, to be there with him and some of the other guys that's won the championships, it would just be an honor to me. But that's me. You know, I didn't come from Formula One, so I don't, you know, I don't know really what that, you know, if that had a role in him not really caring. But you know, he's a really good race car driver, and you know, he definitely could have won the championship. And you know, I don't know the way he thinks. I know it's not the way I think. I'd love to win. I would have loved to win the championship, but I'm not sure if he really cared to.
What's your game plan now for the rest of your career? Tell us how old you are and what you're really doing. We've done doing so much on Scott Speed.
Yes, sir.
Talk about Ricky.
I just turned 21 when we were in Talladega, so I'm 21 and just hanging out here at the shop here at Roush Fenway, and just trying to keep sponsors happy and hopefully get a good sponsorship for next year until we decide what we're going to do. And you know, we're real lucky to have Aflac come on board this year. It was great working with them, and maybe we can do something with them next year, but not positive what we're going to do yet. Still kind of up in the air about that.
Have you talked to Scott Speed at all about this, or do you expect to talk to Scott Speed? How do drivers deal with this? Obviously, you're young, he's young. He's going to have to learn how to deal with drivers. You got to learn how to deal with other drivers after the fact.
Yes, sir. I haven't talked to him afterwards. We didn't really talk too much, you know, throughout the year, but we never really had any major run-ins till about Salem, you know, towards the end of the year. So we never really had any situations where we, you know, had to overcome, you know, us getting into each other or anything like that. But you know, I don't really care to talk to him. He, you know, if he doesn't really care about the ARCA championship, then probably didn't mean too much to him anyway. So, you know, I'm sure we'll go on and be just fine here after a while.
That's Mike Mulhern for the Winston-Salem Journal and JournalNow.com at Roush Fenway Racing, talking with Ricky Stenhouse.